Welcome to our first of these, hopefully many, exercises in how to use our MiraClone. The first one we're going to be doing is Eepromming, and we're going to be showing you how we do bi-directional programming. The first thing we'll need to do is, once you've actually read the bin file from the vehicle using various Eeprom devices, like our Eeprom, there are many others around, it will save it as a bin file. You need to make sure you save as a bin file. What you now need to do is go to the Eeprom section of our program, which is this over here, and we'll do identify and read, and we're actually going to go to a file that we've made up, and you'll actually see this is this over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this Fiat Stilo up. This immobilizer or BCM unit is actually used on many different cars. So what we'll do is double click on that. The program will now identify it. First thing we'll actually see is this little tick button in the center over here, and that actually shows us that was a good read, and the bin file actually has no corruption in it because we actually read all of the bin file. Second thing you'll see over here is the actual immobilizer unit, which is the fuse box. If we push this button over here, which is PCB, you'll actually see a picture, and it's this unit that we've actually read, hopefully, with your unit, your Eepromming unit. Don't worry about it being so many pins. On this particular unit you only need to read and solder to 4 different pins. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll also see over here on the right hand side we've got key 1 and key 2. It shows that there are 2 keys programmed into this vehicle. First thing we're going to do is, if a customer's got 1 key and he wants another one, you obviously don't want to be writing over his key to stop it working. So what we're going to do is we're going to put customer's original key in, and we're going to push the key identification button. Okay, as you can see, I haven't actually put the key to the immobilizer unit. Okay, it says the key is not recognized to the immobilizer. So what we're going to do now, okay, so we'll try that again. Put the customer's original key in, push the button over here. It's actually telling us we've got key number 1. So what we don't want to do, we don't want to be selecting key number 1 over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to select key number 2. We're going to also ask it what the pin number is. On this particular unit, the pin number is 88847. Now if you were going to be not doing bi-directional programming, this will be the pin number that you would use using your diagnostic tool. So once we have pushed the transponder programming, and what we're going to do now is we're going to select key 2 and we're going to push transponder. It's now going to write the information out of the bin file of key number 2 to the transponder. What you'll do is you'll get a file that looks like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this key 2 new. You can call it anything you want, and we'll save that. Okay, so now the next thing you need to do is you'll need to bring that bin file in. But if you're going to be doing it diagnostically, this is where you actually stop. You would now take the key, this key over here, using the pin that we had before, which is this one over here. You'll go and plug your diagnostic tool in, gain access to the immobilizer, and you would program this key in. Things you will need to do is, if you do it this way, once you put the immobilizer unit back in the car, you will actually need to leave the car with the ignition on for at least 20 minutes for the car to reset itself. Otherwise you will not be able to program that key. That is one way, that's single programming. We're going to carry on doing bi-directional programming. So the thing we're going to do now is we're going to go in over here and we're going to push key 2. Okay, So now we brought it. So now we're going to actually test to make sure we've actually written key number 2, and as you can see, that is key number 2. So the customer has now got 2 different keys. So now what you now do is the bin file that we made key 2 is what you would write back to the vehicle as it says over here. So EEPROM memory must be updated. If you have a problem, then obviously we do have a send error message about any faults. You can also add all information to the immobilizer to our database to save it for future use. This box over here, as you can see, it's all the different vehicles that this immobilizer is used on. This over here is the actual file itself, where it actually, this is all the information about the immobilizer, and as you get further into the immobilizer and eEpromming stage, you'll get to understand what a lot of this information actually means. And we'd like to thank you for listening to our short information about how we do things, and let us know how you feel. This is Pete Southern.